Well, first of all, I'm Japanese American and fourth generation, so I'm not going to tout the homeland of Japan. But during World War II, the Japanese floated 9,000 balloons over America, and there's a plaque written to that. So this is not something new. It's a way of spying. But also, being fourth generation, I flew for the U.S. Marine Corps in Vietnam, and this is what I flew. It's a helicopter gunship, and they don't need an F-22 to shoot down a balloon. They could send one of these things up. No. But I'm saying a helicopter could have got a fighter up there to take it down. I mean, they did.
Right.
They don't have to. Well, Daniela, at this point, at my age, I have no idea what's going on anymore. It doesn't make any sense. Why did they open up the border and fentanyl pours across? Why did Biden cut off the Keystone XL pipeline? But I think this is the biggest problem facing America today, is this thing here, is our pension crisis. Our pensions are empty. And so I've been writing about this for a while. So we got, the Chinese spy on us all the time. They send students. As you and I have talked about, is my gold mine in China was taken. I took the gold mine public through the Toronto Stock Exchange. And as soon as we struck gold, the Chinese took it. But we don't do anything. So why? They could have set one of these things up and shot down the balloon. What are we doing? I suspect that, but I hate to say this, I have 2 tours in Vietnam as a U.S. Marine. I think we're going to war. That's the worst case scenario. This Ukraine-Russia thing and, Biden's dealing with China and all this. There's something really nefarious, that you and I will probably never know. And, my friend Donald Trump, we wrote 2 books. Donald and I wrote 2 books together. He was very much against China, and Biden is very much pro-China, he and his son Hunter, plus the Ukraine, plus Russia. So I'm not political, as you know, but I don't listen to what Biden says. I listen to what he's doing. And what he's doing is disturbing, very, very disturbing. And anybody who's ever been to war, like what's going on in the Ukraine, I feel for those people. I mean, Ukraine is the most corrupt country in Europe, so I don't know what's going on there either. But I feel for the civilians, who are getting pounded there. My concern is, Daniela, that they throw around words such, we could have a limited nuclear war. Oh, give me a break, In 1962, I saw an atomic bomb go off because I grew up in Hawaii, and they exploded a bomb on Christmas Island in 1962. Atomic bombs are not funny. They're destructive. So anyway, it's a frightening time, Danielle. That's what I mean. And I listen to the media like you do. How come the FBI took so long to find? They still haven't found Hunter's laptop. I don't even know that. And how come Hillary did the same thing? And they take down my friend Trump. I really don't understand what's going on. This is a gold eagle, this silver buffalo, and this stuff is fake. So the good news is they stay with the gold, and I stay with silver. Because this is international money. This is God's money. It was put here by God. I like crashes. When that balloon back there, our friend George Gammon, he inspired me to hang a balloon back there. The balloon is what happened after 2008. And rather than fix the problem, Bernanke just pumped money into it. Then after COVID, they pumped even more money into it. So the economy is this huge balloon. And that's you and me hanging in that little gondola back there. And that's why they think, was it going to be a hard landing or a soft landing? Well, the balloon's coming down. And that's why I use those prices like 50,000 and 5,000 and all this. I want to inspire people to buy gold and silver right now. I want to get them off their butts and go down to the local dealer. And this here is an eagle. I bought the first one in Vietnam for $50. I still have that. It was a Krugerrand though. And it was illegal for me in 72 to buy gold. Imagine that. Illegal. I just smuggled that damn thing in. I still have that thing. I paid $50 for it. And today it's worth $2,000. All that means to me is this piece of toilet paper is coming down. So I'm doing my best, like you are in Stansbury, to do our best to get people off of fake money, which is this stuff here, toilet paper, and get into silver. I love silver. How many years I've been talking about silver? Because this is an industrial metal. It's burned at every EV, every solar panel and all that. This is burned up. I was just in Vancouver for the VRI Vancouver Resource. What a great program that is. But this is going to be the hottest thing. This is the next, I'm a real estate guy, but this is going to be hotter than real estate next few years. Gold and silver. Everybody can afford one of these things. This is about $30. This is $2,000. Everybody can afford one silver eagle. Well, that's why my concern is, it's not that silver is going up. this stuff is coming down. And that's why in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 25 years now, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is still number one. Measure that. And I said savers are losers. So I saved my first Kruger iron was $50. I bought it in Vietnam, in Hong Kong, I mean. It's now $2,000. And this used to be $50. Today it's $30. Silver is the most suppressed, manipulated, whatever you want to call it, precious. This is the hottest investment right now, is silver. So I would be accumulating as much as I never sell, as you know. I just accumulate. I saved silver and gold, not toilet paper. Well, Charlie Munger's an old man like me. We're about the same age, so, when I wrote this book here, Who Stole My Pension, my concern here is that the boomers are the biggest generation in history. And when their pensions go, it's going to suck cash out of the stock market. So Charlie would probably still say buy stocks. But the reason I like cryptos, not Bitcoin, is because of blockchain. And blockchain is an accounting system. It's more legitimate than the Fed or the Treasury or Wall Street. So Charlie Munger is in the Fed, Treasury, Wall Street crowd. And the younger generations, millennials and below, are in, iPhone crowd. This is the most powerful tool I've ever seen. I still don't know how to use it because I'm an old guy. But this thing here is the most powerful tool I've ever seen in history. There's more tools coming, but this thing here, this iPhone, I'm on that. I can call anybody in the world like that. It's amazing what can be done. So the younger generation is on this thing, while Charlie Munger is on, the Fed, Treasury, and Wall Street. That's a generalized principle called ephemeralization. Ephemeralization is the ability to do more with less. And that's why I'm saying this thing here is the most powerful tool I've ever seen. So this is just a start, and AI is going to take it to the next level. So I agree with both of those guys. AI is going to replace so many people and bring so many changes. It's like, look at Uber and a taxi. Who would ever dream Uber was possible? And I still have trouble calling an Uber taxi. I'd rather call it taxi. I'm so old. But the thing is, the acceleration of technology is called ephemeralization. And that's my concern, Danielle. We haven't seen anything yet because it just accelerates. Do you know what I mean? You get one invention. It's like when the car was invented and whole new industries took off from it. But today, as I get in trouble all the time too. I said buy tuna fish, and the reason I say buy tuna fish is because tuna is a derivative of diesel, and I own oil wells, so I know what's happening in the oil industry. So I look at oil, I look at diesel, I look at tuna. Well, what happened? One of the first things Biden did was he cut off the Keystone XL pipeline. And as you know, I own gold mines. I also own oil wells. I own anything the Fed cannot print. So when my oil wells, when Biden came to office, when Trump exited, I was selling oil at $30 a barrel. The moment the Keystone XL pipeline came offline, oil went from 30 to 130. Today it's around 80 or 90. But oil causes inflation. Then they added, COVID to the whole thing, and inflation went up. And that the ripple effect from that, the precession from all that high-priced oil, and our strategic reserve is gone. They're buying oil from Venezuela, of all places. I mean, this guy Biden's a criminal. He's buying it from Venezuela, and so our whole economy is in trouble. He's destroying the middle class, because the middle class is the guy standing there next to their SUV, pumping gasoline, making me richer because I'm now selling oil for 80 a barrel. But the price of oil keeps going up, our economy keeps coming down. So what do you expect to happen? I think it's going to be an interesting time. My hope is for Carrie Lake, whose election was stolen here, and for governor was stolen in Arizona. And she's a great, great person. She's a friend of mine also. Carrie's fantastic. She is just fantastic. And we have some great candidates. Thank God they're women. Well, this summer I was at Barrett Honors Program College, teaching the honor students. And I brought all my team in to teach what real entrepreneurship and real investing is. Brought my oil guy in, brought my cattle guy in. And the students just went wild. And then so ASU then says, well, we'll book you for Gamage, which is their big, theater. And we got attacked by the professors. So 37 professors attacked me, saying all I am is a Xerox salesman. So Carrie Lake, bless her heart, when she heard about it, she fired her media team back at them and called those 37 teachers Marxists. I'm extremely ambitious. And like many people who say, well, if I have this, then I'll be happy. If I'm a millionaire, then I'll be happy. but you get there, you're not happy. So Dennis Prager helped me because he speaks from the book of Deuteronomy, which says, God commands you to be happy. And so my mantra every morning I get up is I say to myself, I have a moral responsibility to be happy regardless of what's going on inside of me, around me, or to me. Dennis Prager really helped me when I'm being attacked by the 37 professors at Arizona State University. And all Dennis and my doctor and I were teaching was health, wealth, and happiness. And so it was Dennis keeping me happy. And it's very simple. He says the best way to be happy is make somebody else happy. Today, and this is one of the lessons I learned from Donald Trump, was when he and I were working together, writing our books together, he often went in the back of a restaurant to say hello to the staff. I mean, that man, this is before he became president, obviously, but he did his best to acknowledge, people. And one day I was on stage with him at Javits Center in New York. We had thousands of people, and I used the term little people. And in front of everybody, Trump walked up on stage and stopped me. He says, you don't call anybody little people. And that's the kind of man he is. He is a great human being. He says too much at times. But anyway, a person's actions speak louder than their words. But when he reprimands me and corrects me on stage for calling people little people like Leona Helmsley did, that's a great human being. And his two sons, Don, June, and Eric, and I are good friends. He stepped right up, Danielle. He stepped right up. Don't ever say that. And so I watched his actions. We're upstate New York, and I'm coming by his little restaurant, and he walked in back to say hello to the staff. Most of them probably illegals, but he still went back to say hello because he was on The Apprentice at the time. He's famous. He's a good man. His two boys are famous and good kids, as compared to Hunter, who's a character of epic proportions. Yes, I mean, I'm afraid he said he's hated, and I don't know why. I watch his actions, not his words. But he's done a great job for this country. But he got taken down, as you know, by socialist media out of Silicon Valley. So this country's at war between socialism and this book here, communism. This book is written in 1848. It's only 50 pages long, but it has influenced more people than any other book in history. And it's also murdered the most people. Like 100 million people, according to the Wall Street Journal, have been murdered because of this book here. And when I was at Gamage at Arizona State University speaking, I said every teacher should read this book. They should read this book. It's only 50 pages, written in 1848. So there's a lot going on, and we just stay back again. Is that why I love what you guys in Stansbury do is we present the facts as best we can. And right now, this was $50 in 1972. It's now $2,000. That means this thing here is going down. This is trash. It's epic. It's epic means there's so much going on. My company we're studying homelessness right now. And the next video we're studying, we studied this morning. There's about 20 of us get together. We watch a video. We watched a video on Venezuela, the richest country, one of the richest countries in the world, is the poorest country. And then the next video we're studying is homelessness in California, another rich country, but it's also going homeless. So it's something going on, Daniela, which I have not figured out yet. How can two rich countries, Venezuela, America, and the richest state, California or New York, why is the homelessness going up? It disturbs me. I don't like it. And I just don't know what's going on, Danielle. Not really. I wish I could. And everybody's come up with an answer. It hasn't worked. It now would cost $60,000 to put a home for a homeless person. $60,000 you can rent a place. So it's strange. It's epic times. We'll look back upon this, go, what the hell were we doing? My complaint always is, why don't they teach money at school? A Marine helicopter pilot can shoot down a balloon. You don't need an F-22 or whatever they shot it down with. Why did they wait for it to cross the whole America before they shut it down over the ocean? It doesn't make sense to me. Something is so goofy. Why'd they open up the border? I don't know. Why'd they cut off the Keystone XL pipeline? I don't know. And why don't they teach money at school? I don't know.